the negative monoatomic ion or anion. This ion is obtained when an atom ionizes by gaining one or many electrons. The formed ion carries a negative charge equal to the number of gained electron by the atom. Okay, يعني لازم نعرف نحن هون انه if we have if an atom like aluminium Al lost 3 electrons, it acquires a positive charge Al3 plus. And if an atom like S16 gains 2 electrons, then its charge becomes S2 minus. There are monoatomic and there are polyatomic ions. Monoatomic, just one atom. Polyatomic is many atoms together are charged, like ammonium, NH4 plus. Like PO4, 3 minus, this is also a polyatomic anion. What's important here that the compound that are formed of these cations or anions. The compounds called the ionic compounds. Ionic compound is any compound that is formed of different ions, oppositely charged ions, different cation and anion, cation and anion is called ionic compound. Yeah, and we have to say we have two kinds of compounds: ionic compound and molecular compound. The difference is between ionic and covalent bond of molecular compound that in ionic compound the bond is ionic and it's formed of cation and anion. But in molecular compound the bond is covalent. Here we have to express the formula unit of the ionic compound. First, the ionic compound, the compound that is formed of oppositely charged ion is represented by a formula, okay, a formula called formula unit. It's not a molecular formula unit. Okay. Yeah, if we have two kinds of opposite charged ions like this, an A ion plus S2 minus, what formula can be formed between these two kinds of ions? First, we have to make a balance between them. The charge of Na plus is 1 plus, and the charge of S is 2. So we crisscross. We mean by this, and Na becomes an A2 and S1. Na plus must be multiplied by 2 and S must be multiplied by 1. Why? In order to get a neutral compound, a neutral formula unit, like that. We have 2 Na plus balanced by 1 S2 minus. 2 plus must be balanced to 2 minus. Okay. Then writing formula unit depends on the charges of the cation. Suppose that we have another, this is another aluminium oxide, O2 minus. Aluminum oxide, the charge of aluminum in the thread of oxide is 2. we crisscross to write, then we should know that 2 times 3 plus 6 plus, and 3 times 2 minus 6 minus. And then the method of the way that you can get a formula unit that you have to balance the charges in each ion. So we can get a formula unit Al2O3. Similarly with polyatomic ions. Suppose that we have NH4, ammonium, plus 1, and phosphate, BO4, 3 minus, 3 minus. To balance charges, we write here, we have 1 charge, here we have 3 charges. 3 times the plus 1, the same as 1 times 3 minus. We multiply, crisscross, this by this and this by this. We get NH4, 3 times, while PO4 is just 1. The first part of the lesson is how can you write the formula unit. The writing formula unit depends on what? Depends on the names. Okay. The names in the cations, the name didn't change. How the anion and the cations have the same corresponding name or the same name as the corresponding atom. يعني aluminium atom Al, aluminium ion Al3 plus. Barium atom Ba, barium ion Ba2 plus. The same symbol, but in ion we have to write the charge. Okay. Most of these you have to memorize. Aluminium, you have to memorize the symbol and the charge. Barium 2 plus, calcium 2 plus, Ca2 plus, chromium 2 and chromium 3. Okay, cobalt 2 and cobalt 3, copper 1 and copper 2, gold 3, Au3 plus, hydrogen H plus, lead Pp2 plus, Zn, zinc Zn2 plus, iron 2 and iron 3, lithium Li plus, magnesium Mg2 plus, manganese Mn2 plus. As you notice here that the name of cation the same as the corresponding atom. No change except in the charge. Silver Ag plus. Here we have what? Here we have polyatomic. Here we have polyatomic cations. Polyatomic cations. Okay. Sodium Na plus 10SN2 plus. On the other side, the anions. Anions we can classify. Why? How? To classify anions, we have anions with no oxygen, we have monoatomic anion, and we have polyatomic anions. Okay? The monoatomic anion, monoatomic, just one symbol, NBrCl. On the other side, we have poly, O, the oxygenated number and oxygenated ions. Okay? The monoatomic, if we have to write a statement, we say in a monoatomic anion, same name, same prefix, same name, نفس الاسم, plus a suffix "ide". What about nitrogen? The nitrogen, we say it is nitride. Bromine, bromide. The last 3 letters must be IDE. Fluorine, fluoride. Hydrogen, hydride. Iodine, iodide. Oxygen, oxide. Phosphor, phosphide. Sulfur, sulfide. These are the monoatomic anions. Same name, same prefix, ولكن we change the suffix, thus 3 letters. Nitrogen, nitride. Okay? You can memorize them like that. On the other side, we have the oxygenated. On the oxygenated part, okay. خلينا نعمل شوية ملخص. Okay. We have nitrogen, capital N. Okay. Monoatomic. I have to summarize or to summarize some information. First, monoatomic. Okay, monoatomic. Nitrogen, we said nitride. If they are, okay, if they are oxygenated, oxygenated, okay, with less number, oxygenated polyatomic ions, oxygenated with less number of oxygen, with less number. Just 1 minute. Noah?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay. Uh, we have less number of oxygen. Okay, less number of oxygen and more number of oxygen. Less number of oxygen atoms and more number of oxygen atoms. Name is, suffix is, ite. Suffix is, okay, the ending is ite. ite, TE, بينما هون suffix is ite. Is 8. Listen. إن nitride هي N3 minus. If it is oxygenated, NO2, NO2 minus, and on the other side we have NO3 minus. Okay, then we say this one is nitrite, nitrite, nitrite. The other side, nitrate. Okay, you have to memorize what? How can you simplify them? You have to memorize that NO2 and NO3, one with 2 oxygen and one on the other with this with the 3 oxygen. The one with the more number of oxygen, its ending must be 8. The other one must be with less oxygen number must be 8. Similarly with S. S is S2 minus. Since it is monoatomic, it is sulfide. Here we have SO3, 2 minus, 2, 2 minus, okay? SO3, 2 minus, we call it what? It must be, its suffix must be I. We call it sulfide, okay? SO4, 2 minus, it must be called sulfate, okay? Then we write P3 minus, B3 minus, we call it phosphide. PO3, similarly as S, PO3 2 minus, we call it phosphite. PO4 3 minus, we call it phosphate. Okay. Then there is a comparison between N, S, and P. And as monoatomic, يعني one just N, just S, just P. The ending must be "ide" always, with any other with any atom. But with oxygen, there is two kinds of with oxygen. With less number of oxygen, its name ends in "ide." With more number of oxygen, its name ends with "ate." Okay, and we continue. Cl, Cl, chloride, Cl minus, chloride, ClO minus, ClO 2 minus, no, ClO3 minus, كمان similarly ClO2 minus, ClO4 minus, 4 minus. Here we have four kinds of ions for a chlorine. All of them -1, -1, -1, -1. But there is a difference in number of oxygen. The first two are ends in chloride. The other one that is below chloride 2. How can we differentiate between them? Chloride, and these other two, chlorate. Okay. How can we differentiate between each? First one, we write before it a prefix called hypo. Last one, we call it perchlorate. Let us repeat. First oxygen atom, we call it hypochlorite. The other one, chloride. Third one, chlorate. The fourth one, perchlorate. So we differentiated between the first one and the second one, and between the third and the fourth. Hypo, يعني the least, or high or per is the most. Okay? Okay, we continue. C is 4 minus. We call it carbide. Always with IDE. Here we don't have IDE. CO3 2 minus, we call it carbonate. There is no carbonite. Also, we have MnO4 minus, we call it permanganate. Okay. طيب. CrO4 2 minus, called chromate. Cr Cr2O7, 2 minus, we call it 2 minus, we call it chromate, dichromate. Okay, ماشي الحال. This is the main polyatomic ion that we have to memorize. There is still one. Okay. In carbon, we have a substance, an ion that is called, it's called oxalate. This is the most remarkable anion that we have to memorize. Okay. There is also sometimes before S, we get HS. HS. Okay. Let us explain it. S2 minus, S2 minus is called sulfide. Okay. If H is preceding it, if H comes beside it, H plus. Okay, H is always a plus. If it's introduced into S2 minus together, then it's called HS. It becomes 1 minus first, and its name called hydrogen sulfide. Or simply, when hydrogen is introduced, we call it bisulfide. Okay, bisulfide. Similarly, for SO3 or SO4 or 2 minus, this is called sulfate. When H plus is introduced, it becomes HSO4 1 minus. Okay, then its name will be hydrogen sulfate or bisulfate. Okay, this is everything about naming. Here in the booklet, we have hydrogen sulfide. We spoke about hydrogen phosphate. Okay, or biphosphate, hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate. هيدا hydrogen carbonate. Okay, or similarly, إذا كان عندي carbonate CO3 2 minus carbonate. هذا إذا كان عندنا H is introduced on carbonate, it becomes first -1 and its name becomes hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate. Okay, these names is to memorize well in order to be able to write a formula unit. Suppose example there. Example. Okay, if I have to write the formula unit, write the formula unit of calcium, okay, calcium nitrite. Okay, you have to know what is calcium symbol and what is the charge and what is nitrite. Nitrite is not one atom. It is polyatomic. It is an O2, not an O3, and an O3 is called an O3 nitride. Okay, then you can crisscross. You can crisscross. You say if you have here two, عندي أنا اثنين هون. Okay, and here one charge. We say one time this get Ca into an O3, all the group is 2. This is the formula unit of calcium nitride. Formula unit. Okay. In the booklet, in the booklet, the booklet, this is the application that is in the booklet. First of all, first exercise, page 12. Okay, page 12. Exercise 1, page 12. Booklet, page 12. Booklet, page 12. How to write the formula unit for each of the following ionic compound. Potassium dichromate. You have to remember what is potassium, what is its charge. Potassium ion is K plus, K plus. Dichromate is Cr2, and dichromate, not chromate, O7, 2 minus, and we crisscross. This is charge 1, this is charge 2, and we write it is K2, Cr2O7. Okay? Calcium nitrate. Okay, calcium nitrate, we write previously one calcium nitrate. Calcium is Ca2 plus, nitrate is NO3, 1 minus. This is charge 2, this is charge 1. We can say Ca1. It's not necessary to write 1. CnO3, all 2. Okay. Any question, Noah? Is okay?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Ammonium is a polyatomic. Ammonium is a polyatomic anion. It's you have to memorize it. This is the only one that can we use in cations. NH4 plus. Hydronium is not will not be used, but you should know its name only. So ammonium is NH4 plus, or phosphate is a PO4. So this is charge 1, this is charge 3, and the crisscross, this will be 3 into NH4 plus Gillisawa 3 times PO4, all of it 1 time. This is the formula unit of ammonium phosphate. Copper 1, the charge of copper is Cu1. Okay, copper 1, okay, Cu plus 1, and permanganate is MnO4. When they are equal charge, no need to crisscross. Just we group them and CuMnO4. Okay, if you have the same. Okay, ammonium sulfate. Similarly, ammonium is, we know that it is NH4 NH4 plus وsulfate SO4 2 minus. So the formula units should be written by crisscross. This is 1, this is 2. This group will be 2 NH4, all of it 2 times SO4 just 1. Okay. The crisscross is just to make balance in charges. Okay, here we have 2 plus equal or a balance to 1, 2 minus. This is the this is the uh, what we need in order to make them neutral. Aluminium hydrogen carbonate, aluminium Al charged at 3 plus hydrogen carbonate HCO اللي هو بنسميها bicarbonate just one. When hydrogen is introduced we طبعا charge will be -1. Then this is 3 and this is 1. The formula unit will be Al1 HCO3. Okay, all of it is 3. This is first exercise. Second exercise, just we have to write the name first. It is aluminum permanganate. الثاني هيدا كيف بعرف شو هو؟ I have iron. How I get the which iron is it a 3 iron 3 or iron 2? Let us see. If it is 2 and 2, no numbers, but we have SO4 beside it there is 3. This one is an iron 3 and sulfate SO4 يعني sulfate. Okay, you have to memorize them till the next week. Okay, ماشي الحال Noah. Next
يا أستاذ.
you can memorize them till next week, and next week we will start mole and its parts, mole and number of cations and number of anions like molecules. Okay.
Okay.
هلا اليوم we have finished this. I will send the record and the document for you and for Hassan. Okay. Is it okay for this lesson?
أستاذ.
It's not difficult. Okay.
No.
Okay. Thank you for your حضورك يعني presence.
Thank you.
Meet you next week. Inshallah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.